Welcome back. Maruti Suzuki celebrated 40 successful years in India at an event in Ahmedabad. The Prime Minister lauded the joint venture as a symbol of a strong India-Japan partnership. T. Suzuki, chairman of Suzuki Motor Company, said 60% of the company's sales come from the Indian market, and announced the setting up of a new company, the Suzuki R&D Centre India. This R&D Centre, according to sources, could play a critical role in developing a future India-specific car pipeline for Suzuki. Here's my report. The Prime Minister kicked off celebrations to commemorate Maruti Suzuki's 40 years in India. He said that the successful Maruti Suzuki joint venture was a symbol of the strong India-Japan partnership. He also urged the industry to do more when it comes to electric vehicles, hybrid and alternate fuel vehicles.
इलेक्ट्रिक वाहनों की एक बड़ी खासियत ये होती है, वो साइलेंट होती है। ये साइलेंस केवल इसकी इंजीनियरिंग का ही नहीं, बल्कि देश में एक साइलेंट रिवॉल्यूशन के आने की भी शुरुआत है। मुझे खुशी है कि मारुति सुजुकी इसी दिशा में बायोफ्यूल, इथेनॉल ब्लेंडिंग, हाइब्रिड ईवी जैसे तमाम विकल्पों पर भी काम कर रही है। भारत की दूसरी कंपनियां भी इस दिशा में काफी काम कर रही हैं। मैं चाहूंगा कि हमारे यहां एक हेल्दी कंपटीशन के साथ साथ म्यूचुअल लर्निंग का भी और बेहतर माहौल बने।
Here in Mahatma Mandir in Ahmedabad, the Prime Minister laid the foundation for two future projects of the Suzuki Group. One, an electric vehicle battery manufacturing plant in Hansalpur, Gujarat, which will come up with an investment of 7,300 crores, and a new car manufacturing plant for Maruti Suzuki in Kharkhoda, Haryana, which will come up with an investment of 11,000 crores in phase one. T. Suzuki, the chairman of the Suzuki Motor Corporation, also announced the setting up of a new company here in India.
We are pleased to announce that we have established a new company. This new company is wholly owned by Suzuki Japan.
Speaking to journalists, R.C. Bhargav, the chairman of Maruti Suzuki, said that when it comes to reducing carbon emissions, for India, electric vehicles alone cannot do the trick. And India will have to rely on a mix of electric vehicles, hybrids and alternate fuel vehicles.
Acceptance of electric cars in India is going to be slower than in more affluent countries. If that is the case, and there's one other factor, we are the only country in the world, major country, where the demand for cars is going to keep growing every year. If we want to reduce the carbon footprint quicker, then we have to use all other technologies and fuels also. Electric alone is not going to do the job in India.
As Maruti Suzuki completes 40 years in India as a joint venture, there are two major challenges for the group. One, how to keep small cars affordable despite rising regulatory costs, and how to quickly fill the gap in its portfolio in the form of SUVs. These will be critical to retaining market share in the future. With Veera journalist Pradeep Kumar from Ahmedabad, this is Parikshit Luthra. On the sidelines of this event, I caught up with Shashank Srivastav, the Executive Director of Maruti Suzuki, about monthly sales, strategy for the festive season, and about the launch timeline for the company's Thar rival, the Jimny. Listen in.
So I can't really tell you the forward numbers for August, but I think if you look at the industry overall, should do well. We are probably going to see an industry of somewhere between 335,000 to 340,000 units, which is very good, because July was 342,000 and it was the highest ever in the Indian auto industry. So yes, it all depends on how quickly the ramp of production happens.
Okay. In terms of the booking numbers for Maruti Suzuki, where do numbers stand as of now?
It just crossed the 400,000 mark. which is like really remarkable, I would say.
These are pending bookings?
These are the pending bookings. It's helped no doubt by some of the new models which we have launched recently, the Grand Vitara and the new Brezza. But overall, I think the trend has been in the past few months, the demand of most of the models we have seen very good inflow of bookings, but unfortunately we have not been able to supply as many, and as a result we have seen this build up reach that 100% mark.
Okay, the festive season is now around the corner. Give us a sense of the company's strategy, the kind of models that are likely to see more traction this period, any festive schemes, any discounts that you will come up with on certain models?
Yes, so festive season, as I think the question comes from the fact that for the auto industry, festive season is really very important. Festive season in India, of course, is at different times in different regions. It's already started in Onam, with the Onam, the Chingam month in Kerala from 17th of August, then going to the Ganesh Chaturthi coming through in West and so on, then to Dashera and Navratras in the north, east and central part of the country. It's roughly around 25 to 27% of the retail of the annual retail actually happens in this period, so it's very, very important. And I guess in this year also we'll see a very strong season for festival, because almost all manufacturers or all OEMs have those pending bookings, and we are now seeing in the past few months the production getting better. So as the production ramps up, that's why we have seen a record 2 quarters, last quarters, Q4 of last year, Q1 of this year, July and August also very strong. So I think we are confident that the industry will see some very good numbers this festival. On your question on discount, I think it really is a matter of the discounts are economically speaking a function of demand and supply gap. And we do see that in most of the model, the demand seems to be higher than the supply, and therefore I don't expect the discounts to be high. There are some models where probably if the supply improves substantially, and we expect it to improve substantially, you could see a certain level of good supplies and therefore higher promotion levels in those models.
And we also spoke exclusively to Vivek Chand Sehgal, chairman of the Samvardhana Motherson International Group, about their growth outlook, future acquisition strategies, MOU with Saudi Arabia, and the continuing chip shortage. Hear this out.
I think we're at the right place at the right time. There was a lot of 2, 3 years, 5 years of a bit of confusion about the automotives and all that. But I think the last COVID and the shortages in the logistics and the other things have actually proven that it was just a blip on the screen. We are very much in the business today of looking at automotive. A lot of car makers are asking us to take over companies, which is the right sweet spot where we are. And we like that very much, because wherever there is pain in the system, we try and sort that out, and that also keeps all our factories and our growth happening all over.
Right. So you're saying that the global headwinds, the economic challenges around the world are making many of your clients, many car makers come to you for investments and acquisitions. Are there particular areas or particular companies that you're looking at closely? Are we looking at some deals being announced soon?
We hope so, very soon. We are doing a lot of due diligences and looking at all the aspects of it. We don't really wake up in the morning to decide what company we're going to take over or something. We believe that the car maker is the best position to tell us where he wants comfort, and that's where we go in, and then we focus on that company and then bring it out.
Right. So keeping in mind your component manufacturers, which are the countries where you would like to expand further? You're already present in about 41 countries. Recently, there was a MOU signed with Saudi Arabia. What next in terms of acquisition and expanding the international business?
So I can't name the acquisitions because they are in public domain. No, they're not in public domain. But we, at this particular moment, may be looking at some almost 7 to 8 new acquisitions that are going to happen and should happen. They're around the corner. But I think growth in new countries is going to be very, very important. And these countries are basically maybe in the Gulf side, maybe in the other places and all that. The Saudi Arabia is Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was one recent venture that we walked into. I think as a group, we are today, right from design to finished products to 0.5, tier 0.5, we are capable. So we are able to set up a whole ecosystem which is required in countries like Kingdom of Saudi Arabia because they do not have car industry per se. So right from the basics, how can we build up this whole particular thing? We're thinking almost about 350, 400 million US dollars worth of investment over there. And we are very excited because 2 car makers are already there, and we are hoping that more will happen. But it's also a very interesting city where it is Kayak City, it's called. It's on the other side of the Saudi Arabia, towards the Suez Canal. So actually 7 days from there is Europe. So it's a great export point also for us to support our companies in Europe. So we are very excited about that. Right. But definitely a lot of acquisitions, a lot of work to do. I have great teams, so they will do a great job.
All right, so there is a strong acquisition pipeline that Motherson has in mind. They are saying at least 7 to 8 more acquisitions possibly this year. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of News Centre. News continues right here on CNBC TV18. Goodbye.